So hey guys, this is Darren with Rogue Airsoft Studios. I just picked up a few new items from Boom Arms. Some of these items are super new, some of them are like semi-new. These barrels, Boom Arms have posted this on their Facebook page a while ago. Well, not a while ago, just a few weeks ago. I might be wrong about that, but basically these are their brand new BlackList outer barrels made by Nova. And they're very pretty looking. Like you can just tell just from the aesthetic appearance that the finishing on all these are really nice. If you notice the tubular part, it's very shiny, like it's polished, just like a real steel one. But the chamber area has a bit of a sandblasted finish. So I'm going to try and find a proper way to hold all three of them and not scratch them. These are all just aluminum outer barrels, but they're finished very nicely. And they're not super expensive, like relative to what you pay for garter. At least something like this, it will look good, right? So you can tell all three right there. That's very polished. And these all three areas here are a little bit duller. You'll also notice that the engraving for the BlackList logo, it has a very clean background, and all the words are quite well defined, as you can see, right? You can see from the reflection that all the words are very well defined. Actually, the silver one actually looks pretty good, in my personal opinion. But the thing that surprised me the most is the gold one. So if you look very carefully, the color of the gold is very sharp. It's like a brilliant gold, but it's not like the very cheap Ace 1 Arms gold color. Ace 1 Arms have like, their barrels are like really, really oddly colored. This one that I have right here, this is the Guns Modify aluminum outer barrel. Notice the big difference in the color. Right, one's like a dying gold. This is like a legit proper one. That's very cool. So the reason why I picked up this particular outer barrel is because I really wanted to have it in this. So this right here is a very old Airsoft Surgeon SAI slide. You may recognize this. I don't think you can't buy this anymore, by the way, but I think some of you guys may recognize it. If you have the gold outer barrel in here, you can clearly see that the fluting is super sharp looking at the top. So I'm going to pair it with that. And the threadings on these appear to be CW. These are CW, not CCW. And as for the silver barrel, now the silver barrel, I'm not entirely sure what I'll do with it yet. It's because I'm thinking I have a few spare slides lying around that I haven't built yet. This is just a regular PGC slide. So with a PGC slide, it's very plain looking. Yes, it's very boring. But sometimes when you pair it with a few neat accessories, it tends to look pretty good. Like just a simple outer barrel makes it look a little bit nicer. Especially when you have the slide rack, when you can see that fluting on the outer barrel, it'll look pretty nice. However, with the PGC slides, you will need to do a bit of modification. On the top over here, it appears that this area that sticks out is a little bit too long. So what you'll have to do is that you'll have to file this area over here that I'm touching. Just file it a little bit. Remember, these barrels are aluminum, so they're very easy to file. And this is another slide that I have that's pretty neat. This is the Prime RTF slide. One of my favorite slides of all time, because it's like my first aftermarket slide. And the barrel fits perfectly. So funny enough, I used to have a Prime Lone Wolf outer barrel that I put on my Battle Comp Glock that I recently gave to one of my friends. I'm sorry I don't have that for you guys right now. But basically, the fitment is actually very similar. So that fits perfectly in there. I do have an S3F solution Glock. I can put this in here, I guess. So this is a gray slide, so I have one of the rarer ones. Well, that might work, I don't know. Maybe. So what started this idea is because, for 2017, a lot of people were building Glocks with compensators. I really want to build that. And I also really want to buy more of these Ace Tech tracers. So this is their brand new lighter tracer. It's super nice. Like this thing works fantastic. It's like brighter than most other tracers, it seems. It's basically the same as their big tracer but smaller and lighter. So when you run it on a Glock, it works really well. So I've been thinking, I actually have an RMR Glock slide from an SAI one. That I have right over here. I've been thinking I really want to build a concealed carry build with this, which basically means taking out the gold outer barrel. Instead, I'll plug in this black barrel. I think that looks pretty good, actually, because it makes the gun less fancy, but is just fancy enough. Right? I think that looks quite cool, actually. Pretty sick looking. However, unfortunately for this particular black outer barrel, I'm going to be combining it with this. So here's a new product announcement. So for this particular build right here, I'll show you what this is in a moment. So I'm going to have this outer barrel, the steel outer barrel from my Ready Fighter Fowler Industries Mark II kit. I'm going to switch out for a black barrel. And the reason why is because it matches the black accents of the slide. Like when you have black and bronze, it looks pretty cool. So that's the reason why I want to switch it out for a black outer barrel that's threaded, right? So that's pretty cool. And I'm thinking I will also get a Ready Fighter compensator, so I can get a black compensator on a bronze slide, but everything else is black. I'm thinking that'll be a pretty good, cool idea. So I can't wait to do that. I just have not decided on whether or not to get their arc, their arc thingy compensator or the other one. I haven't quite figured that out yet. Is because they're all quite expensive. Yes, these barrels are also like sort of not too. Well, they're actually, in my personal opinion, $41 is quite worth it, especially when the quality is like this. At least the attention to detail is correct, right? So I quite like that. And what triggered this build was this. So this is the brand new. Oops, sorry. This is the brand new FI trigger, the Fowler Industries trigger. Oh my god, why isn't the camera not focusing? So that right there, you can see the FI words. FI, you can see the overall outlook of the trigger is very cool. So this is the trigger that you're supposed to use for the Fowler Industries build. So if you have a Ready Fighter gray slide or the Ready Fighter bronze slide for the Fowler Industries, you can complete your build once you get this trigger, right? And what's special about this trigger, besides it being an FI trigger, is this. Right? You notice how the bottom is closed. Now, the one thing I don't like about Glock triggers is that this safety piece, it always sticks out. I really don't like this. That's the reason why whenever you have tunable triggers, you can have the tunable trigger go all the way back here, and your safety will look like that. Oh, sorry. It will look like that, right? So it doesn't stick out as much. I sometimes actually modify my triggers where I have the safety held back like that. But with this, since this area is closed off, your trigger safety is very tiny. Like, look at how tiny that is relative to a normal one. And what you can do is that after you adjust the trigger, this is also a tunable trigger, by the way. That's where you insert the grub screw. After you insert the grub screw, you have it all the way back, and you can have the shoe stick out only a tiny bit. And what I'm thinking is that I'll have that even further back, a little bit further back than usual. So what I'll have is that I'll have a two-tone black and bronze Fowler Industries Mark II slide, right? Without the stainless steel. Like this outer barrel is nice, but it's more like I want it to have a black, right? A black and bronze two-tone color, especially after I swap this out to a garter frame and do the proper FI stippling. that's gonna look really cool, right? So with a black compensator also. I can't wait to do this build. This build's gonna be pretty darn cool. So with all those threaded outer barrels, I might actually have to pick up a few extra of these because I have quite a lot of Glock builds that would look pretty darn cool if I have those on as well. It's primarily this area that tops it off for me because the fluting is honestly very pretty. With the BlackList words is also very pretty. So anyways, that's it for the video, guys. If you guys want to buy all this stuff, you can go to Boom Arms' website. For this trigger, though, he might not have it on his website yet, is because I think this thing just came out, so it might take a few days. Not entirely sure yet, but you can probably pick it up on his website real soon. These barrels are $41 US, like I said, which is not too expensive for Hong Kong. Basically, in Hong Kong dollars, these things are actually quite cheap. So that's the reason why I bought 3. Right? Why not? But this is the cool part. I'm not entirely sure if he will make this in different colors. If Nova will make this in different colors, but I think everyone will just get the black or a silver one if you want to do a more fancy build. So that's it for the video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys think. Please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll catch you guys next time. Peace, guys. Happy shooting.